Hello, guys. This is GT with the Vibe Podcast coming to you with segment 2 of my personal growth podcast. Kind of a two-part series. First part, I was talking about couples counseling, marriage counseling, ways to be able to better utilize that resource. Now I'm going to talk about something that is talked about a lot in different circles. What does it mean to be a man and lead your household? Gonna probably ruffle some feathers, but at the end of the day, you guys know me. I will keep it 100% real with you guys. I will talk about my own experiences. But most of all, I will try to give you guys tips and things that you can do to better be able to grow individually, but then also grow in your community as well. That's my goal here. So this one's kind of more for the men. I know ladies will probably listen to the podcast today. I will give some tips to the women that are in relationships with men on ways that you guys can help your man be able to lead. Because let me tell you, leading is not an individual thing. Leading is a team thing. It is a team thing for a man to be able to lead. And so we're going to talk about a couple things. We're going to talk about the religious side. We're going to also just talk about the worldly side, the natural part and natural side of men when it comes to leading their household and being in charge, right? Being the man is what they say. Got to be macho, use your muscles, whatever. So I will start with this. What does it mean to be a man in the eyes of God himself? So this is key. This is a good one. I will go to a verse out of the Bible. 1 Corinthians chapter 16, 13 through 14. It says, be on your guard, stand firm in the faith, be courageous, be strong, do everything in love. Be on your guard. Protection. Men are called to be protectors. It is natural. It is something that we've done for years. I mean, generation after generation, men have been on their guard. They are protectors. A man's job, one, is to protect his family. I know the majority of men will lay their lives on the line for their family out here. They will do whatever it takes, right? Be on guard. Protect your family. When it used to be back in World War I, World War II, men would in droves would go over across the ocean to fight. The mindset of men during those times, and even during ancient times, I mean, you can go back to when they were having sword fight battles back in the Egyptian days and when you had the Roman Empire. Men were called to go to war and go battle. And that's in the protection of their community. That's in the protection of their family. So being strong, being courageous, that's part of, that's embedded in men. And that's part of who men are. It's part of who we are as men. So it says, be on guard. Protect. It says, stand firm in the faith. So stand firm in the faith means stand firm in what you believe in. Don't let people knock you down. Don't let people knock you out, because what will happen is if we don't stand firm in the faith and what we believe in, we can be easily deceived. And there are deceptive people out there that can knock you off of the ground that you stand on, right? That solid rock that we stand on as men. People can knock us down. People want to knock us down. Culture wants to knock us down, right? Culture doesn't want the protective, stand firm man. Culture wants a emotional, watered down version of men, but that's not what men are called to be. We're not called to be extremely super sensitive, extremely overly emotional. We're normally very rational thinkers. We don't really think with our emotions as much as our counterparts. They call that emotional intelligence, and emotional intelligence is not being emotional. I think that people get it twisted, thinking that emotional intelligence means I have to be emotional. No. Emotional intelligence is the intellect. So the decision making that you make is not merely based on your emotions, right? You're able to think outside of how you feel to make rational decisions. So stand firm in your faith, right? Men stand on something. We stand on principles. So standing on your faith means stand firm on the rock, right? Because if you stand on your faith and you got your family held up as men, which we're supposed to do, can't nobody knock that. Nobody could come in and tarnish what you got going on, because you are number one on guard, keeping watch, protecting. But number two, you're standing on your faith, right? You're not letting anybody knock what it is that you believe. And as men, I feel like as culture continues to push and push and push for men to not be like this, we have to stand even more firm. I think we have to stand together as men. I think we have to continue to boost each other up. Because you know what? I got brothers, I got friends who I would call brothers out there. If they needed a hand, I'm going to lift them up too. Because I understand that as men, we have to stick together. We have to stand together. Because there is a cultural push. There's a cultural push going on to take away these principles that are embedded in men. This is what we are. This is who we are. We are protectors who will stand tall for what it is that we believe in. It says, be courageous, be strong. So we're desired because we are courageous beings. We're courageous creatures. We will do things that are crazy as heck for the ones that we love, right? People will go to war. I got a daughter at home. If somebody ever even tried to lay their hands on my daughter, they would catch the wrath, right? That's the being on guard. That's the being courageous, the being strong, right? We instill these in our kids too. If you're a man and you're not being courageous and you're not being strong, you can't instill those values in your kids. You want your kids to do that. You want your kids to be courageous and be strong as well. You want your kids to be able to stand firm in what they believe and the beliefs that are in your household, right? So we have to do what it takes, right, for us to protect what it is to be a man. Society doesn't care what it takes to be a man. Society can care less. In society, one thing that I've noticed over the past decade or so is as the war on masculinity and men that are strong and courageous fights on, there are less men willing to stand firm in what it is to be a man, right? Whatever it is that it is to be a man, we have to continue to stand firm, and we have to continue to fight for those things, right? And last but not least, do everything in love. So your actions, your reactions, I know it's hard, man. I know it's hard. I know. We definitely have issues here. I've had issues here in this particular point. Do everything in love, forgetting that, well, the reason why I do what I do and how I do what I do is because of the love that I have, right? For your kids, for your partner, for your friends, for your coworkers. You do what it is that you do because of the love that you have for them. So not forgetting that that's why you do what you do is key, because you do everything in love. If you don't forget that love is the reason why you're here, then it makes that part easy. So as we talk about leading and being the man of the house, those are the 5 keys. Those are the 5 punchlines. Protect, be on guard, right? Stand firm in the faith. Don't let nobody knock how you take care of business at home. Be courageous, be strong, and don't forget the reason why you do the other 4 things is because of the love that you have for your kids, your partner, and whoever else may be inside your house with you, right? So, as I go on, in Timothy it says, he must be one who manages his own household well. Time out, back up. So he said manages. So think about what it means to manage, right? Manage means that you're essentially the barometer of how fast and slow things go, how crazy and non-crazy things get. You're managing these things. You're constantly managing to make sure that the environment that you're providing for those that are in your house is conducive to growth. And so it's our job as men to make sure that the environment that we provide inside the house that we run is conducive to growth. We want growth from everybody inside our household, including ourselves. And I think that's where it starts. Personal growth. The ability to grow on a personal level. And then how do you push that growth down for your kiddos, for your significant other who's in the house with you? How do you help them grow, right? How do you lead them to grow? They have to see you grow first. So it starts with you. And as I said in my prior podcast about personal growth, you got to take accountability, responsibility, selfless, and you got to be able to communicate. And so I'll leave you with this little piece of this little nugget. Protect, provide, love. In every essence of that word, protect, provide, love. And those three words will give you the keys, the pieces that it takes to be able to succeed in this endeavor of leading your household, being in charge, managing, right? Providing an environment that allows for growth. And remember that the growth starts with you. Men, fathers out there, men, the growth starts with you. Pass down the ability to grow to your kids. There are fathers out there that got kids who are married now. Those fathers should pass down the knowledge and the real of being married, not the fake, not the stuff that you see on TV where they fall in love and it's happily ever after and it's all rose petals and all that. No, that's not what it is. Pass down the factual realness of what it means to be married to your kiddos. If you don't pass knowledge down, right, pass experience down, you're making it hard for them to grow. And so as a father, you're always going to be growing, but you're always going to be nurturing too. And that's one way that you water what it is, your offspring, they're offspring of you. So that's one way that you water and help them grow. That water is knowledge and wisdom. We impart wisdom upon our kids. So that's part of leading, is imparting the wisdom that you've come to. So you've lived your life, you've experienced certain things, right? You've learned certain things, you've heard certain things. People gave you wisdom to make some of the decisions that you're making today. So as leaders of the household, we have to pass down that wisdom to that next generation. At some point, wisdom passing stopped. And now we have a generation of individuals that don't stand up on these values of being a man. So I implore you guys, men out there, to pass down that wisdom, pass down these values to your children. Pass them down. Even the young ladies, even women can have these same values. This is not conducive to just, men have to do. No, women can have these same values. When the women can be protective too. They are protective of their offspring. They're protective as heck of their kids. You're not touching a woman's kids. In the line of work that I do, I've seen how moms get when somebody doesn't touch their kid. I tell you that. They have the instinct to protect too. So a lot of these things, these attributes, we all have, right? We all have them. So I implore you guys to pass down the wisdom, pass down the faith of what it takes, what it means to be a man, so that the next generation of men that's coming up understand these things, and then we can grow. Why not make it better? At some point, you have to have men who stand in the gap, because there's a gap between what is and what's supposed to be. And we have to stand in the gap. Men are courageous creatures that have to stand in the gap for what it is and what it's supposed to be. My mom used to talk about that all the time back in the day. Men who stand in the gap. And that's our job as men. We stand in that gap. so that people can walk over to the other side. And so I implore you guys today to pass on the wisdom that it takes to be a man, what it means to be a man. Because I know them old school cats. I know y'all know them old heads. I know y'all know what it takes to be a man. I know y'all know what men are. Pass that wisdom down to your kids so that we can continue to grow. But also, as generation and generation and generation pass, we can continue to pass down this wisdom, this knowledge, right, of what it means to be a man. And then people can continue to stand firm on what it is to be a man. If the older generations don't do it, who will? That's the question I got for you guys. If the older generations don't do it, I don't know who will. So again, and this will be my last thing I'm going to tell y'all. Men protect, men provide, men love. It's what they do. A man will work until he can't work no more to provide for his family. Right? A man will give his life for his family. And there's a lot of men out there. I say it too. Denzel said in the movie, you know, my son's supposed to bury me. I will not bury my son. That is the epitome of what it means to be a leader and be a man. And then last but not least, don't forget the last part. You know, sometimes we get so into the protect and the provide that we forget the last piece, right? The icing that's on top of the cake. So the cake made, and we just want to eat cake with no icing, I guess. Love. Don't forget to love. Because at the end of the day, love is why you do these things. Love is the reason why you do what it is that you do as a man, is because of the love that you have for your children and for your significant other. You will protect and provide your butt off because you love. So don't let the love fade. Don't let it go away. Don't forget about it. Remember that is the engine that's driving the train. Right? That's the engine that's keeping us moving. That's the engine that pushes us to protect. That's the engine that pushes us to provide. Love. One thing I will tell you about men, and I know this to be true because I'm a man myself, we possess the uncanny ability to love no matter what. Our love will not change, because we know love is all in, and that's what the heck we do. So when we love hard as heck. And I will tell you that because, you know, whenever a woman leaves a man, what you gotta understand about men is we will pour everything that we have and then some. We are creators, right? We create stuff. We create. That's what we are. We were born and bred. We are creators. Women are nurturers, so they will take what you have created and then help you keep it, right? So we're creators. So don't forget that. But last and not least, and first and foremost, I will leave you with this. Men, don't forget to love. And don't forget to love yourself. Don't forget to love your brothers. Don't forget to love your fathers. Don't forget to love your friends. Be there for them. Stick together. Stand strong in the faith. Don't forget to protect what it is to be a man. Don't forget to protect that. That's sacred. As I told you guys today, as we kind of went through a couple things today, that is sacred. That goes back to the reason why men were created in the first place. Those things are the reason why we were created. Don't let society change that. Don't let society take that away. And I'm going to leave you with that today, guys. Good luck. Hope you guys have a good Sunday.